The night everything shifted, the divorce papers sat in my car's glove compartment. Signed, dated, ready to file first thing Monday. I'd rehearsed my lines countless times. Calm, detached, measured. This isn't working anymore. But none of that mattered because, that very night, I overheard something that both shattered me and somehow made me whole again. For months I had wandered through my own home like a shadow. Isla, my wife, and I barely exchanged words unless it was about bills or errands. Even dinner had become a quiet, awkward ritual, two strangers sharing a table out of habit. Laughter, inside jokes, gentle touches. Everything that had once felt effortless had vanished. It all started when I lost my job last year. 20 years at the same company, and suddenly I was expendable. I told myself it was a temporary setback, that I'd bounce back. Weeks stretched into months, and I could sense her patience wearing thin. She never said it directly, but her eyes told the story. Disappointment, frustration. Then came the subtle signs, the late-night messages. The bursts of laughter at her phone, a new scent in the air, longer showers. I wasn't naive. I knew what those things often meant. Yet I didn't confront her. Not yet. I needed certainty. Or perhaps courage. I glanced at her phone once, just once, while she slept. Nothing incriminating, no messages, but she had wiped her call history clean. That alone was enough. I decided then, divorce, quiet, clean, no drama. I wasn't seeking revenge. I only wanted my dignity back. 2 nights before I planned to leave, she announced she was going out. Just dinner and drinks, she said, barely lifting her gaze from the mirror. I nodded, masking my concern. But after she left, something stirred inside me, an uneasy blend of anger and curiosity. I slipped into my jacket and drove to the restaurant she mentioned. I parked across the street, telling myself I only wanted to see who she was really with. Inside, I spotted her sitting with 3 college friends, laughing freely. No man. For a moment, relief washed over me. Maybe my suspicions had been paranoia. Then one friend leaned closer, and I saw Isla's expression change. Her shoulders stiffened, her smile faltered. And then I heard it, a soft, trembling voice. God help me, she was crying. I did something impulsive. I stepped out of the car, walked to the side of the restaurant, and lingered near the open window. The music was loud, but I caught her words. He's not the same anymore. He barely talks. He just sits there like he's somewhere else. Her friend asked, Do you still love him? Isla paused, then whispered something that nearly broke me. I don't know, but I remember why I fell in love with him, and that is what is killing me. Her voice shook. He thinks I don't notice, but I see how lost he looks. He doesn't laugh the way he used to. He doesn't even argue. It's like he's given up on himself, maybe even on us. I know I've been distant, but it's not that I've stopped loving him, it's because I don't know how to reach him anymore. Her friend reached for her hand. Isla's laugh was bitter, mingled with tears. Sometimes I think he deserves someone better. Someone who still believes in him. But then I remember how he used to look at me like I was enough. And I just want that back. Something inside me cracked, shame, guilt, confusion, all tangled together. I had been so certain she was betraying me, so ready to leave that I never paused to consider she might be hurting too. I slipped back into my car before she noticed me and sat there for an hour, staring at the steering wheel. The divorce papers on the passenger seat suddenly felt absurd, a surrender written from pride, not truth. When she returned that night, she found me in the kitchen, making tea. She looked at me cautiously. You're up? Yeah, I said. Couldn't sleep. We lingered in silence for a long moment. Then, almost on instinct, I said, Do you remember our first apartment? The one with the broken heater? She blinked, surprised. Of course. We used to boil water to stay warm. I smiled faintly. You used to tuck your cold feet under my legs while we watched TV. A genuine laugh escaped her. I don't know what came over me, but I reached out and took her hand. She didn't pull away. At first, her fingers were tense, then soft, familiar. We didn't speak of the months of silence, suspicion, or distance, not that night. But something shifted, like a window cracking open in a room long closed. Over the next few weeks, we began rebuilding awkwardly, clumsily, yet honestly. Walks, cooking together, conversations about fear and shame about my failures, her feelings of invisibility. We still argued. We still doubted. But we tried. Late at night, I sometimes think back to that restaurant. How close I came to walking away from the only person who truly knew me. Last week, while cleaning the car, I found the envelope with the divorce papers. I stared at my signature, the date, and then tore it in half slowly, deliberately. Finally, I understood. Marriage isn't about never breaking. It's about choosing to heal, even when the cracks run deep. And sometimes love isn't grand confessions or apologies. Sometimes it's the quiet voice that says, I still believe in us.